Okay. So today I am going to resume the same topic, literals, and you have already seen literals like integers, then number two, float. So what is difference between these two? Can anyone tell?
Sir, in integers, and there is no any fractional part, and float there is a fractional part.
Okay. So this is the difference in integer. You can only take integer type of values, means the number of values which have no fractional part. In floater type, you can take values having fractional part. Okay. Now the third literal is character literal. So what is this character literal? So you can define it as any symbol enclosed within a single quote. Single quote is called so any symbol enclosed within single quote. Single quote means this one. This not is uh, character literal. Okay. So for example, you can take any symbol like A. So here capital A becomes a character literal. Why? Because it is enclosed inside this single inverted comma. So like this, you can take any other symbol also. For example, at the red symbol. So it is also a character literal when it is inside single inverted comma. And another example, like if you keep any digit like 4 again inside single inverted comma, so it is also a character literal. But if you write any digit without single quote, so it becomes an integer literal. But if you write it inside single inverted comma, it becomes a character literal. So understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So here in character literal, you have to put only one single symbol only. Okay, you can't put more than one symbol in single quote. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Now, the size of character literal is always one because only one character is there every time. Now, the fourth literal type is string literal.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, what is the use of this character literal?
Okay. So, for example, in any program, if you have to store uh, what, grade, means if you in a program if you have to store grade of the student, so you'll write it like this na, grade equals to in single inverted comma you can write b. So here b is a fixed value for this grade na.
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So in such a type, you can use this character literal. Okay. Now come to this string
Okay.
literal. So a string literal is it is combination of characters enclosed within uh, double inverted comma or double quotes. Okay, double quotes means this one means anything if you put inside double inverted comma, so that will be considered as string literal. Okay, so for example, you can take any example like any word. Okay, for example, if you have to take the name of any person or any student, so you have to use this string literal because any name or any word always contains one or more than one characters. Means here you will have to use the combination of characters. So here mark one thing that you have to enclose these characters within this double inverted comma only. So understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in a string literal, you can also enclose a sentence. Means a complete sentence also you can put. Okay. Not a single word. You can also store a whole sentence or two or more than two words also. Okay. So in a string literal, there is a terminator symbol, which is always applied by the compiler. Means we don't have to put that terminator symbol, and that symbol is null character. So there is a particular way to represent null character. So you have to so this is null character symbol means backward slash and zero, and this null character is actually used at the end of the string just only to mark the end of the string. Just for example, we use full stop to represent the end of the sentence. So in a string, uh, Java always puts this null character to mark the end of the string. So understood this null about null character.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
For example, here I have taken a computer as a string here because it is inside double inverted comma. So how Java will know that this string is ending here means just after R. So what it will do that it automatically puts a null character at the end. So this null character will not be visible to us. It will be in the background. Okay. So this null character is used here to mark the end of the string. Okay, just like we use full stop in English or this vertical line in Hindi. Okay, to mark the end of the sentence. Okay, so if you have to count or if you have to find the size of this string, so what you will do, you'll count the whole number of characters here and you have to add plus one there. uh, that one is actually the null character. Okay, so for example here in this is a string, so com 3 put 36 and er2 8, 8 plus 1, total 9 characters are here. Okay, so it means the size of this string is 9. Understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I'm going to ask a question to you, so just answer. Here I have this thing and I have this also. So what is difference between these two? Will tell.
Sir, first one have double in
Sir, first one is a string literal and second one is a character literal.
Okay. Any other difference?
Sir, inverted commas are changed.
No, you can't tell the difference based on the appearance. Na. Just by looking at them, you told na, that the first one is string literal and the second one is character literal. Why? Because the first one is inside double inverted comma and the second one is inside single inverted comma. So single inverted comma represents character literal and double inverted comma represents a string literal. So this is the difference based on the appearance. Okay. Now the second difference is in the size. So is there any difference in the size?
Yes, sir.
What?
Sir, this string literal has two. The size is 2, and the character literal has size 1.
Yes. So character literal has always size 1. Uh, but in a string literal, there is a hidden character that is null character. So here you can see W. So W here is one character, but it has also this null character to mark the end of the string. So its size is 2, while the size of the second one is 1 since it is a character literal. So understood everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is about character literal and string literal. Now come to the next literal, number 5, and it is Boolean literal. So what is this Boolean literal? So Boolean literal means it is logical representation or it is logical value. So logical value whenever I tell, it means either it will be true or false. Here it means that if we talk about integer, so integer has several values. Means we can take example of different kinds of integer values. We can also take example of different float value. Uh, so just in character also, in a string also, but in Boolean only two values are there, and these two values are fixed values. Okay. So for example, sometimes in program we have to specify uh, value either in true or false. So in that case we'll have to use this Boolean literal. So for example, uh, if we have a program and in that program here we have to tell whether the student has passed the exam or not. So for this, here we have only two legal values. So out of these two legal values, one value we can assign. So for example, if I put pass equals to true, it means the student has passed the examination. And but if I put here false, so it means the student has not passed the examination. So understood everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So here pass is a variable which will store certain value. So just like pass, we can have different variables like we can take variable based on the name of the subject. So here in the Hindi, we can provide integer values like the marks scored in Hindi subject is 88, in maths equals to 92, uh, science equals to 85, like this. So Hindi, maths and science, this is SCI. These are the three variables and these variables will store certain value. So these values 88, 92, and 85. These are fixed values and these are integer values. Okay, so just like this, we can have other variables like total. So here total will also contain integer type of value just after addition of these three numbers. And after this, we can have another variable for percentage marks. Okay, so this variable may contain value in floating float type. Okay, so starting these four variables contain integer type of value, percentage value, maybe in float, and here we have another variable pass. Okay, so this pass variable will contain either true value or false value. Okay, so if we are providing true or false value in this pass variable, it means we are using here Boolean literal. Okay,
Okay, sir.
understood everyone or not? Tell me.
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir.
No,
So
sir.
once again,
Sir,
explain.
please explain once again.
Okay. I am taking an example of a Java program where we'll take marks in three subjects, then we'll calculate the total marks, percentage marks, and based on the percentage marks, we'll find whether the student has passed the examination or not. So here you can see here I have taken three variables. Three variables means three identifiers which will store different values. Values means marks scored in these subjects. So here Hindi is a variable and it will store marks scored in the Hindi subject by the student. So just like this, here I have maths and science also. So here these three variables are storing which type of value? So just you can say integer type of values. Okay. Now, based on these three values, I will able to calculate the total marks just by adding these three values, Hindi plus maths plus science. So after calculating this total value, the result will be in which type? Which type of literal it will be? Tell me.
Integer.
Integer.
Integers literal.
Sir, integer.
Yes. So it will be integer type, na? Because here I'll have to add 88, 92, and 85. So the result will also be in integer type. Okay. So now based on this total value, now I'll have to calculate percentage. So what do you think? What would be the type of literal for the percentage variable? So it may be
Sir,
integer or it may not be integer. Means it may be float also. Na?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Float means
Yes, sir.
a value having decimal part. Okay. So here in this percentage variable, here I have to store or here the value will be stored is a float type or maybe integer type. So that depends upon the calculation. Okay. So just like you can see here, here in these four variables, values are stored of integer type. Here in the percentage variable, value will be is a float type. Now here I have another variable. The name of the variable is pass. Okay. So based on the percentage value, I'll have to check whether the student has passed the examination or not. Okay, so what are the possible values that I can assign in this pass variable? Tell me.
False and true.
But here we have only two legal values. Na? Either we can put true or false. Okay, so if I put here true, it means that the student has passed the examination. But if I put here false, it means the student has not passed the examination. So just like 88, 92, 85, these are integer literal. So here false and true are also Boolean literal. Okay, now understood?
Sir,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
sir, if we will write true, then it will be passed, and if we'll write false, then it will be failed. Sir, how means it means it is definite that true will be pass only and false will be failed.
No. Again, here I'll have to write further instruction so that the true will be considered as pass and false will be considered as fail. Okay.
Okay, sir.
But
Okay, sir.
here this pass or fail will be decided on basis of true or false value only. No?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I'll show you in the next class this program. Okay, so first let me complete this topic, literals and punctuators. So I'll frame this program and I'll show you how to use these literals. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now the last one left is null literal. Okay, so now in null literal only one character is used, and that is null character. So it is represented by /0. Here slash is backward slash. Don't use forward slash for null character. And this null literal is used to represent a blank space. Means that there is, if there is no value assigned to any variable in the program, so you can use this null literal for that case. For example, here in Hindi variable, here I'll have stored I have stored here 88. In maths variable, I have stored 92. Means in every variable, somewhere particular value is there stored. But if in any program, if it is required in a variable that no value should be stored, so in that case, we can assign that variable null character. So for example, uh, if I take a variable, let us name it var, and if I put equals to this null character, it means this variable var is now containing this null character. Null character means this variable var has no any value stored inside it, means it is void, or you can say it is blank. So understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So,
Yes, sir.
sometimes it is needed in some programs. Okay. So now this literal topic is now over. So you can ask your doubts if you have any.
No, sir. No doubt.
No doubt.
No doubt, sir.
Okay. So now in this variable var, if I store 0, and here I have stored null character. So are these same or different?
Sir, different.
Sir, different.
It's different.
Why it
Different.
is? Why different?
Sir, because in the first var there is no value, but in the second var there is a value 0.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So 0 is a value. Okay. You can't say 0 is not a value. It is a value. But here if we put null character, it means it has no value. Means you can't represent it with any symbol. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So far, we have completed tokens, keywords, identifiers, and literals. Two more tokens are left, and the next one is punctuators. So these are symbols used to mark different can say blocks or separate code or change precedence, etc. So in programming, we have to use certain symbols, and these symbols are used for different purposes. Sometimes these are used to mark blocks. Sometimes these are used to separate code from one part to another part, and sometimes these are used to change the precedence. So for example, for these symbols, so you can take this. So in programming, it is known as parenthesis. The small brackets are known as parenthesis. Then what do you say about these brackets? Curly brackets, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But in programming, these are braces. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then here comes big bracket. In programming, these are simply brackets. Okay. Now this comma symbol is also used. Dot symbol, uh, semicolon. So these are some punctuators. Okay. So parentheses are used to change the precedence. Precedence means just you have studied BODMAS rule. So for example, if I write an expression like this, 4 plus 6 by uh, 3. So now which part will be calculated first here in this expression?
6 by
Sir,
3.
division.
First, you
Plus,
have to do first. We have to do the division. But if I want
yes.
to perform first addition, then what should I do?
Sir, 4 plus 6 in brackets. Will
Yes.
put.
So here we'll have to use this small bracket means parenthesis. Okay. Then now here we have to first add, then we have to divide. So this parenthesis here now used to change the precedence of this operator. Means before we had to do this division, but now we have to perform the addition. So understood?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Now we use these braces to mark the block of code. Means now what will be the written inside these pair of brackets or curly brackets. So that will be a single block of code. Okay. So in the last program you might have seen use of this. No,
Yes, sir.
there was block of a class and there was also block of main method. Okay. So these are used to create a block of codes. Okay. Now this comma is used to separate the code. Semicolon is used to terminate a statement. It means whenever we'll write any statement like A equals to B plus C in the program. So here we'll have to use this semicolon to mark the end of this statement. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Ria. Do you want to ask anything? Not, audio is not connected. So, okay, students, that's all for today. In tomorrow's class, we'll see a program that will use these literals. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.